All right, can you tell us if everything's coming through, partner?
I'll check it, partner. Yep, it's coming through.
All right, shall we do it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the weekly WAYPN. I'm Karl.
And I'm Evan.
What?
Sunny, because Evan said sup.
Yeah, I saw that Evan said sup, but it'd be nice if we had a little focus.
I'm focused. If I was not focused, I would not have caught that comment. Sup.
So, I'm not sure if the updates are on this one, but
on the Discord, is that right?
Yeah, but we have seen this one updated. So, would you like to read it out?
Prime time, baby! After a month of prep, I finally have these guys based and primed. See you all in another month for some base coding, lol.
Yes, well, it wasn't quite another month, but yeah, no, we will move on and we will see some more as we go along.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this was very impressive by Angela. I think a big step up for her.
Yeah.
It was like, look at that. I really like.
Was that eyes the direction that she was going, like for some direction in the eyes?
It's not just that, but I think like the skin's done up really nice, but you should probably read out the post.
My whips for the night, mostly done in speed paints. Going to go back and clean up details with more opaque colors. Trying to practice doing more tiny details, but my hands keep shaking. My eyes are crossing, and the phone camera hates to make them look even halfway decent in photos.
I think that these have been done really well.
I really love the wrestling lion fella.
Yeah, no, I think
look at those pants.
Yeah, no, look at that. Like it's really nice. There's nothing here where I'm like, all right, like this definitely needs to have work done on it.
I feel that the only part that does sort of throw me is the feet currently. It is the only part that looks not as polished as the rest of the model.
Maybe because like does it need more dry brushing? What do you think it needs?
It just looks a tiny bit on the glossy side, does it not?
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, so maybe just some manual highlights to bring that back down or something. Rumble says, I like the Lion Man from Angela. Don't you mean Lion King?
Who's this lady?
That's the kind of jokes, Rumble. Anyhow, Rumble did make a joke. He said, still holding out for Arnold Schwarzenegger, star of hit films like Kira Roboto and Secondary School Samurai.
Niku no. But yeah, no, I think she's looking really good. Like, I just think that the way that Angela has done the precision has really improved from Angela over time.
Yeah.
Because I think that was one of her bigger issues, just being nice and clean. And like just being nice and clean. Look how this model has finished up. Yeah, I think it's really good. But now comes our risque model.
How should we go about this?
I think
it's very
goonerific.
Obvious.
All right, would you like to read out the post? Because for once, RJ has said more than one thing.
Okay, and lastly, the Gooner Queen. Sunny/Cal, if this one is pushing things because of the pose, I understand it being removed or not reviewed. Client wanted her to be a bit more displayable. So since I have zero kid bashing or scratch building skills, decided to give her more clothes. Give her more clothes. Yeah, that's what this is. More clothes. So trying my hand at freehanding some lingerie on her so she isn't too bare. Oh, is she meant to be 100% naked?
Well, not 100%, but
like just Oh, okay. I see how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
so
just barely covered.
yeah, so it's
So
just covering up the nips, I guess,
the nips and the entrance.
the entrance
Um,
down there.
so I think that he's done a really good job, but there are some things where I think he could improve. So what I think he's done really well is the lingerie and like giving it the idea of being see-through and like cuz the idea of hair being under there
Yeah.
because you can see that. I think like that shows a lot of skill and talent. I think I don't like
The whited out eyes.
yeah,
Well, he does say that it is 70 to 80% done.
yeah. So I think like you like it makes this feel much more pornographic, you know.
With the eyes not being done up.
Yeah. I also think that the tongue needs a bit more work.
Do you feel that it could be a different color from the lipstick? Because it looks
No,
a
it
bit...
is a different color because the lipstick is quite pink and the tongue is quite red, but like that is the reality of it, right? But I feel like it needs a value difference because it feels like the values are very similar. I think the way that he's done the lacing is really nice.
Yeah. It is quite uncomfortable to look at, I will say.
Well, like it's, it's a model.
Yeah.
I think that
I do wonder if he's done shading on the black stockings, or is it
yeah, I
just
do
the
believe
way
he
the
has
light
done
hits?
shading on black stockings, but there's something that I think I'd like to point out. I think that he's given the black stockings to her. I think that these are drawn on.
You think?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, I guess.
Because, let's take a look.
Okay, so that's where the undies, the whale tail, go up to the back, but there's no seam line that goes across.
Yes,
so I think that is part
painted.
of, like almost like latex stockings.
Is this... Do you see a seam line here, though? On
No,
the
I
model?
don't see a seam line.
So I think he's painted these. I think that takes a lot of effort and talent.
I think he might have painted on the whale tail, no?
The whale tail?
Yeah, do you think that looks a bit more painted on because you can see that a little bit of black paint got onto her skin there?
Maybe. But yeah, I think he's, put a remarkable amount of effort into it. I think it's really good. But
Where's the other hand in RJ's mini?
Yeah,
Right. She looks exhausted to me. Those eggs didn't lay themselves, poor thing.
Alright, I think it's time we move on.
All right.
Hello, RJ. Sorry, not...
Alright,
yeah.
Kit. Hello, Kit.
So,
Yeah.
we have this one, and I would like to... I would like to give my pithy comment.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No.
That's your comment? No?
Yes, no.
No? Okay.
It is not a pile of potential.
Ain't not a pile of potential?
No. Unless it's for a
Really?
specific purpose, it's not a
Really?
pile of potential. So, I do have a box which is specific for conversion,
Oh.
right? But yes. Yeah, so,
This is coming to my favorite post.
oh, yes, is this the El Miniaturista one? Yeah.
Ryan say super easy and quick verdigris effect for the Saint Celestine statue terrain piece. I primed the model sub-assembly with matte black rattle can from at the Color Forge. Oh, I think I've seen Color Forge before. Then I did a zenithal highlight mid with a 1:1:0.3 mix of Wizard Orb, Hydra Turquoise, Phantasmal Blue, War Paint Air from the Army Painter. Then I did an Ultra zenithal highlight high, 80 to 90% degrees topmost surfaces at the pinnacle of the statue with Phantasmal Blue War Paint Air. Then a dry brush with Golden Armor speed paint, and it was done. Not bad.
Dry brush with a speed paint.
Yeah, see, they have like speed metals in
Yeah,
army
but I mean, like, they're
painters.
very liquidy, aren't they?
Yeah, so I don't know how they consider it speed paints, but I believe him when he says speed paint.
Yeah, yeah.
Not bad. Going about 45% total. Sorry, 45 minutes total working time. I'm calling it finished, but I may revisit to add some more weathering using Decay of Death and Colia Green Villainy ink enamel effects to give the gold a more tarnished look, and to add streaks of verdigris. Also, tempted to use some pigment powder around the base to add some dirt and grime.
So for 45 minutes, you
It's-
can't complain
It's
about this.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I say it was beautiful. I just looked at it and I was like, hooray, hooray, someone followed the El Miniature, the tutorial that I was obsessed over.
I think that, like, for the amount of time you put in, the result you got out is absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
There's very little I look at here with that time frame where I'm like, all right, no, this thing really needs to, be fixed up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if all of this is just nice and schmicko.
Yeah, especially the base of the model. High aesthetic.
Yeah, no, the only thing that I would say at all is just when you're going for speed painting and that sort of thing. So you see right here, we see that little crack there.
Yeah, it didn't fuse all the way.
Yeah. So when you're speed painting, that's the only thing that I would give curry about, because we see, I think, some of that along here as well.
Yes, I see that.
So just remember, when you're doing a lot of dry brushing and that sort of thing, you have to pay extra special attention to the assembly, because if you leave those raised ridge marks and so on, you're gonna have issues.
Yeah, but I will disagree at one point, which is one, it's for terrain. And it's just, it's not really the
I understand, but see, like, how much better would this be if just a little bit of extra effort was put into the assembly of the model rather than anything else? Yes, we see your comment, Rumble. I acknowledge that the comment exists.
Yes.
All right, well, here's an update on the big boy. So I've done.
Is this the latest update? No, it's
no,
not. I've
no.
Done more work.
Yeah, because haven't done his horns here. His weapons aren't done. Like, I think he's looking pretty good here, but I don't know why the system is like this. Send message. Has this person done something wrong?
Oh yeah, I'm confused what that is about.
Oh yeah, it's just the system is the system.
Evan, bro, looks gross. Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, that is the Nurgle look. But there's one thing that I'd like you guys to consider for Nurgle. When you don't fully paint something, so you leave some transparency through there. So I've actually brought this up since then.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea is that you get the idea that there's something swirling underneath it. It's just one of those things you can do.
It is one of those things you could do.
Another thing is with this cracked skin, last time I did it up as just white skin because I was taking a look at
the El Miniaturista one, is it?
No, I was taking a look at the Rotigus that I did. I did this up as white skin, but you can just use inks and so on to do some, red in there to give the idea of cracked and broken skin.
Yeah.
And it'll come up really nicely. I also really like how the
varicose vein
come through here, but I'm not sure how much it's hidden in the next one. But yeah, we'll
the one on the hand actually came out really nicely, but I'll have to
we'll take a look. We'll take a look.
and photograph that.
So next up, we've got Thomas.
Let us see. Today's detail work sessions effects. Some minor fixes are still needed before sealing everything with varnish. Next step, the fun part, weathering. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does love his weathering.
It does feel like the beige dystopian future.
Yeah, it really does feel like beige dystopian future.
And it's very nicely chipped, lovely rust. It's very warm compared to the rest of it, but you know what? It works because it's Mars.
Sorry, I was just reading Rumble's comment.
Yeah.
Not all comments are meant to be read. Okay, Rumble. Okay.
Anyhow.
Like how your great unclean one looks good. It's okay. Okay, I won't cry.
But I think that with the rust being so much more red rather than red-orange, it feels more like rust that you would see on Mars.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
But there is such a level of difference between where he's got the sort of cast iron metal compared to
the sort of smoothness of that metal.
All right.
It's insanity.
Well, let us move on.
Larry. What is Larry saying today?
And Larry said, this cat is trained to stare at people with unpainted miniatures. And just like before, after Thomas posted the pile of shame versus pile of potential, I replied,
no, and he laughed at you.
Alright, so next up we've got Larry.
Okay, last week I said I put a gloss coat on this thing, and tonight is why. Oil wash is black. No staining unless I missed a spot somewhere when cleaning. Did a light dry brush of the base coat. Black was a touch strong, I think, but not bad. Probably try a Payne's Grey next time. Good learning experience in any case, and I'm ready to just finish the docking bay and the engines and call it done.
So I think I really like it where it came out quote unquote strong, because I think it really helps hammer those shapes home.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is very nice, the way that it's done.
So, once it's all fully complete, will he need to matte varnish it, or just keep it gloss?
I think probably matte varnish it. But yeah, I think that, lamp black. What a colour. Lamp black.
Because when you turn on the light, and it's still black, it's a lamp black.
With that comment, we need to move on to the next post so I can keep myself alive.
RJ, another side quest project because I'm me. Very true, very true. I think it's coming along quite nicely. I'm just gonna see it from your computer once you get to the skin.
So it looks like blocking more than it looks like...
Yeah, but it's got those sort of hatch lines that I normally like to do as well. So...
Yeah, so it's just blocking though. It's not finished. You can tell it's not finished.
I understand, and I think he's going for like a strong sort of shadow.
Yeah, it does look. It does look.
But I'm not sure if like that part should be kept as dark as it is.
I think it's stylistic. Oh, here you go. What do you think now?
Definitely from that angle.
Like, cause I don't think this is the best angle to view it from. Because let's take a look back here. So you see that this half, like that's completely left black.
Yep, correct.
So it's trying to give a strong light from this angle.
Yep. I don't know. It's just a little off to me.
Let's see. Well, let's check to see what the commenters say.
It's the color they painted lamps to hide the buildup of soot.
I see. I
I
see.
see.
I see.
I see.
I was nodding that whole time, by the way.
You were.
All right, so I think RJ's like that it was looking nice, but I think we really needed to see another side of that to be able to tell.
All right.
So
well, back
this one has a comment for you,
Apparently.
specifically for you.
I see it in blue.
Yes.
Didn't have much time today as I returned from work quite late, but still wanted to do something productive. So I applied transfers on Armager, and while they were properly setting, I worked on casting texture on castellans. Sangeeta was wondering how I actually do this with liquid green stuff. So the answer is fairly simple. I stipple it with an old brush. Previously, I used to use Tamiya plastic putty, which is far superior putty in every aspect except one. It obliterates brushes, while LGS is a water solvent. It not only saves your brushes, but also lets you easily fix any mistakes. To get decent results, you have to make minimum 2 layers, as first one works more as a primer than actual texture. Next layer apply when previous one is dry to the touch, and so on. Last stage, but not least important, is to sand it with very fine sandpaper, 2000 to 2500 grit, when it's dry completely to get rid of most stickiness of texture, most sticking texture. Oh, textures that are most sticking out, what he was trying to say.
Well, I think, like, he's getting work done, and I think what's really important about Tomas's work is Tomas makes some very intense pieces, right? But we also get to see part of his process here, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can go and see, oh, that's not cleaned up.
Yeah, well, that's part of the process.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing is that nothing starts finished, and as you can see here with his dudes, right, he starts before he's even painting, right? And that's why some of the times you've got to recognize that it's really important to remember that these are whips.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we have
Spitfire. Trying to learn this whole light placement thing. It's difficult, but I like it.
So when it comes to this, I think that he's pretty much spot on, except I don't see any light placement for the leather. I don't see any light placement for the gun. So I think he's only doing it for the
armor.
Yeah, but when it comes to here, correct me if I'm wrong, Sonny, but if the sun is coming from this angle, it should be hitting.
Actually, it's not that angle.
Which angle is
It's coming from the.
No, if it was coming from the top down, we'd get more over here, wouldn't we?
Well, there is that you can see the light green on the top of the shoulders.
Yes, but see, it would come down to down here if that was the case, right? If we're talking about from top down,
because that's what it seems like here. Because you see, it's at the top
no,
here.
No.
Top...
Look. So,
okay.
So let's draw an imaginary angle, right? So you guys can see my thing. So the way it looks like it's coming from the top on an angle, right? Because we've got light hitting here, but not up here. Right, we've got it hitting along there and along there.
Okay.
But not the top. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Then there should be a little bit up at the top of the
Yeah,
head
it should
there,
be on the top there.
and a little bit on the side.
So there should be some here, right?
Yeah, and there should be some definitely hitting a bit onto the chest.
Yeah, and like, because this is what he's asking for. There's... So correct me if I'm wrong. So here's the one that I see. This one should be coming down to about there. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you want just a touch along there.
But I think he is actually doing this without a zenithal prime. Like he's trying to do
Yeah,
it
I I understand that.
But even I cannot look at this and like try to map things out in my mind where things should or shouldn't fall. Because it is quite a complex model.
But there's something I wanna point out. You often have trouble when it comes to mapping things out when it comes to future projects. Like when I told you about how I wanted the skulls within the Great Unclean one with the purple and the green, you're like, I couldn't quite picture it. And then it wasn't until we did the final reveal that you were like, oh, okay, yeah, no.
I could imagine that, but I couldn't imagine how the process would be for the varicose veins. Because
the varicose veins, yeah.
I thought that it would mostly get covered, and so I didn't really understand how you would pull it off, because in my brain was like, wouldn't it get mostly covered? Like, how are you expecting to do that? And I was right, it did get mostly covered.
Yeah.
But it still had that lovely sort of under the skin look for some of the parts, and it really looked like real veins. Glad you're feeling better, Sunny. Thank you, Tim. Thank you very much.
Yes, there was some back pain.
It's still lingering, to be honest, but hopefully won't be a problem.
Yes.
Next week we are planning to go back on.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
All right. So let us move on to It's Me. Yeah, and sorry I didn't do the Talk Tuesday. I was doing Talk Care of Sunny.
Yes. Talk care of Sunny.
Yes.
Yeah, you took care of me by talking at me.
Yeah, I put you in the bed and then I'm like,
Get better.
See, like the way that you say it, it's like, did he actually do that?
No, he didn't. If he did that, I would be very annoyed. Considering the level of pain there was.
Yeah, no,
you
like
really
you had
helped me.
abdominal pain, didn't you?
Yeah, like both here and just the center of the chest.
Yeah,
and
I
the
think
back.
I think like the fact that you had it both. Like the abdominal pain and the back pain made it just that much worse.
Yeah.
I'm also glad that Sunny is corporate software.
Oh my god, yes. Yes, Karl showed me that comment and we thought it was quite funny.
Tim also says something.
Oh, back pain sucks. I have chronic back pain, but I'm trying a year focused on fitness and strength building to see if I can fix it. No, Tim, you are correct. Because yesterday I spoke to my mom-in-law. She asked me how I was doing and I told her what was happening. And she said she too had the same problem to the point that she felt she couldn't even work. And one of her clients' brother was a fitness trainer. And he said, if you've got back problems, it's probably because you've got a weak core. And you've got to exercise your core and that'll fix it. And I've been trying to get back into some simple exercises to try and fix that.
So I'll read out this one.
Yeah.
It's Member Monday. # Member Monday. No new members this week, which means it's time to turn the spotlight back on you lot.
Me?
The ones who keep posting. The ones who keep commenting. The ones who drag themselves to the desk even when they don't feel like painting, just to show up for each other. Here's the truth. We don't need a flood of new names to make the community better. We just need the people who are already here doing what they do. Sharing the projects, encouraging each other, and reminding each other that this hobby is better together. So thank you for being here. Thank you for posting. Thank you for lurking, for showing up. And as always, what are you painting now? Make a post about it. Make a post about it. Don't comment, Because
in the below section. There,
yeah.
See, I told you the problem has
And keep
been
those
fixed.
brushes wet.
Yes.
Alright, so next up we've got Larry. You have to comment on his comment because he commented on the video.
Really?
Yes, he commented.
Oh, because I featured something? I featured something on the video? Yeah, I will have to go and look at it. Did some groundwork on the bases for Gazgul and Emotech. Then I wanted to see how well colored primers work to make custom color, and I had a Viking dude I wanted to do a kind of sunset light on, so he was already primed black, and I did red across the front and a touch on the back, with an orange prime on the upper body and straight yellow on the face and part of the flag, which are areas I wanted to focus on. We'll see how that affects things when I put down actual paint. Then I stinned some Pilar Glacier 3:1 with contrast medium and put that in the docking bay for some bluish tinges. Just have to decide whether I want to try painting those teeny details inside. Then I added more brass to the Mad Cat, and I'm deciding where else to add it. The Tesseract green light on the the right side wasn't green enough for me, so I will put Waystone green over it so it was more similar to the red on the left. And yes, that's supposed to be docking bay 94 on the board. I don't know why I put 91, I just noticed it. Arg.
Well, would you like to read out?
What Rumble said?
Yes.
Yeah, who needs new members? Look at them drinking the drinks they brought with potential membership money.
Oh,
I understand the joke. Oh, keep those brushes wet. Especially the airbrushes. Tip dry is ugh. Yeah. Very good tip.
It is a great tip. It's an amazing tip.
I really his little blackboard.
I really do like the little blackboard because he's like, here's my tasks for the day. I'm going to get them done.
I can see myself being someone who does that because I've got a little sticky note on the sticky note app within the computer where I could write down things I've got to do.
I reckon this might be something good for live streams.
You think? Yeah, just like
a little blackboard.
What are we doing today?
Yeah.
We can get that from the cheap shop. I think they've got.
Do they have?
Yeah, I think I've seen something like that.
Because yeah, they were very cranky last time we were there, weren't they? When we got we asked about blue tack and she's got white tack and she stuffed it in there.
That one was not the usual one we visit.
It did the thing.
Oh dear.
All right,
but I do love this base that.
Yes, let's move.
Made.
We've got to move.
Okay, we're moving. Batch painter minis had this break on me, so decided to turn it into a teaching piece, showing what undershading or zenithal can do. Do love just the black and white next to the color. Might try on a proper model sometime. Yeah, like when I saw that clean break in the half, and I was like, ooh, so conceptual.
I think it's very good to sort of show why values are important.
I should save this picture for a future video.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that myself. That's why I asked if he had a video on it, because I do believe Batch Painter Minis is a person who does
YouTubes?
Yeah, I do believe so. And we don't mind you posting your YouTube stuff so long as you post your whips.
Yeah.
So if you post your whips and then you're like, here's this thing that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we don't mind Brushstroke, because Brushstroke posts his whips and then we get to see
his video, but he rarely posts his video.
Yeah, I think he started feeling self-conscious. But it's time to move on.
His horse's video has come.
When did this happen?
I saw the notification on my phone.
I was not notified.
You're not subscribed like me.
I am subscribed.
I got the notification.
Oh, read the thing. Read your thing.
You don't want me to scream on the mics. You know,
Read the thing.
Japes, my Kasakin kill team is finally finished. Let be known, the planet broke before the god. Cadia stands. Did a layer of AK Dark Earth diorama to break up the flat base and to help the look. Then did a layer of the all-game terrain produced in the container to finish off the base with a spray of Super Seal to lock it all down. And finally, Vallejo Black around the base to finish the bottles. Vallejo Black is the best. Can vouch.
No, Vallejo Black is not the best. The best black is Scale 75 Black.
Yeah, but Vallejo Black is kind of quite similar to
It's
black.
nice, but it's not the best.
I like it.
I didn't say you can't like it. I'm saying that it's not the best.
Fine.
Because I would like to point something out. So, James, I take a look at these, right? I think that you have stepped up an amazing amount. I think that you have gotten a lot done. And I think that this is, you know, a good little thing that you've got going here, right? I really like that. But here's something I'd like you to do, right? Just first off, hit this rock here with just any grey contrast or a black contrast. It doesn't matter, just a thinned contrast, which will give you, you know, some colour to this, because currently it's white and it looks quite off.
I thought you could use like a sepia wash over
sure,
there.
a sepia
to match the rest of the.
Like, oh my god. Rumble Roo is banned from the banning.
Yes.
Yes, he is
making so many.
But anyway, so the other thing is, I don't know how hard your thumb is. I'd run your thumb around the edge to break off these little bits.
Yeah, I'm very sure James can be gentle.
No, I'm saying like.
Or calluses.
Yeah, like how sort of, because they can dig in and like cut if you're not like.
Yeah, okay, I can see what you mean, because like once it sets, it can be pretty rock solid.
Yeah. So just go around, get that stuff off, and then don't slap the PVA. Get a brush, ruin brush. It doesn't matter, because you can clean the brush and it'll come back up, but get some PVA to hit some of these areas, right? And put them under that rock mixture again. You see what I'm saying?
Sure, but he did say he put some spray of Super Seal over the top.
I understand that. There's nothing wrong with the Super Seal. The Super Seal is not the issue right here. I'm saying just those little areas around there, just to fix that stuff up, right? Because it's a lot like cleaning. When you clean something really well, it makes everything else which is uncleaned stand out that much more. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? And the other thing is, I do not think that Vallejo Black is the best, because I don't think it gave the best coverage. See how we can see
some... It does
some,
look a little patchy.
Yeah, some white underneath. Yeah.
Perhaps several more coats is needed.
Well, a couple more coats. Because, look, just remember that the base is your frame for the model. Think about it this way, right? If you were looking at this really nice painting, right, but it's got that false gold stuff, right, and there's some big black patches on the frame, where are you going to be looking? Are you going to be looking at the miniature, or are you going to be looking at the frame? Especially on like this one right here, where you see it go around. Paint them pink. What are you talking about?
I don't know what it's talking
about. Okay. Alright, Liquitech Gouache.
Gouaches.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that you really stepped up with your painting.
Oh, he was talking about painting the rims pink.
Oh.
Evan. Evan.
I see.
This
But yes.
be review channel.
Alright, but
Not
yeah, no, I
mini
think
comedy.
I really like that you've gotten all the way to getting these guys done up. I think you put in a really valiant effort, and I think that they look really nice. Well done, man. I do give you a bit of curry about the bases because, like I said, I think this is your best paint job yet, and you want to frame it properly. Don't think about it as anything else. Yeah.
Tim says, very inspiring to see self-improvement. It's easy to not strive for better in painting.
Yes.
Honestly, Tim, it's easy to not strive for better in
Everything.
Anything at all. If you choose to do better, you will do better.
Yep. It's Whip Wednesday. Hashtag Whip Wednesday. This is the big boy update. What are you painting now? Make a post about it.
He looks like algae monster.
Yeah, I think so I lightened him up a lot because I felt like he wasn't light enough. So the intestines have gotten a gloss coat since then. I want to put some more purple into them because I feel like the pox marks were pretty like when I say the pox marks, I mean where all of the boils and such were pretty much removed. So I think I'm probably going to get them into yellow. Because like the intestines are quite, like this. And like this is how intestines look. They don't look that purpley color that they've got with the Games Workshop.
They're more like a
yeah, no, you cut open a man. You remember things.
I see.
And yeah, like I think that he's looking pretty good. Like I think that some of the varicose veins are still there, but like a lot more hidden than they were. So I don't think we had varicose veins here. It was on the other side.
Yeah, we had them a lot on the back, along the tushy, along the base of the foot area. Some along the thighs.
Oh yeah, see.
But it was more. I put them along the side of the belly well.
Oh, where is it? There's this one.
This
that's
one
up.
here.
No, not that one up there, because I can see that one. Yeah.
Oh, then you'll have to go.
Here.
No, not there.
No, it's like up around. There it is.
Oh, okay.
So we can see some of it, and it's still coming through, but not as much. But I'm pretty happy with the level of progress. I hit him with a matte varnish after this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, Tim is saying, looking really good, but not nice. The
Yes.
nature of Nurgle, lol. Have you seen Eons of Battle's Death Guard paint scheme? Would
No.
love to see his take on a great unclean one.
Yeah, no, we don't watch Eons of Battle. All right, so let's move on to the next one.
So is this by Elderic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my other post seems to have been eaten. Oh well, I need some help with my homebrew color scheme background. My homebrew chapter is the Storm Tigers, successors of the White Scar. They started off as tank-loving ambush tacticians that followed the cult of Chagoris. After their closest allies, the Stormhammers, Iron Hand successors, didn't survive in pushing back on Orc Warg, the serfs of the extinct chapter rebelled against the Imperium and needed to be put down. Oh, there's quite a fair bit.
Just keep going for a bit.
Okay. This double tragedy pushed the Storm Tigers.
Okay, do we have execution?
Yeah, let's go execution. White represents their icy homeworld and their relative isolation. The copper textures represents their connection to electricity.
Color scheme. Down.
Here?
Yeah.
The color scheme is designed to be two triangles, an inverted triangle of copper elements and a right up triangle of white against a black background.
Oh, I wish I could turn it around now.
I couldn't select this option in the program I was using, but I will be taking inspiration from Melanistic Tigers, Okapi, Dazzle Camo, and Counter Shading. I want to push towards more blacks in the design, but when I do, I often get the feedback that it's becoming too clean.
So definitely what you need is value differences. So white against black is often very hard to achieve. The placement of where you have put the things is going to make it particularly difficult to achieve that. I don't really care about I care a lot about, can you actually achieve this? And like how difficult will it be to achieve this? So like I look right here, this does break up all the black. This I think is really good. That I think is some of the best because it will contrast well against the dirt and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you are, that will come up a lot. Also, these are very easy to reach areas. You can remove the head when you're painting, right? You just don't put the head on. I think that that's fine. The iron in the fingers, but not the hands. It feels a little
like it's a bit too hard to get to, like you.
Yeah,
execution.
it feels a bit much. I don't necessarily think it's bad.
It looks nice on paper, but I think once you think about the practical application, it might be a lot harder to achieve than it looks. Not say, okay, I shouldn't say harder to achieve. I would say when you are doing it as a chapter,
Yeah.
like if it's one guy, you'll put up with whatever problems you might be facing with him. But
Yeah.
once you go to several
Army building,
you have to think about making things easy for yourself. For the most part, Zenithal priming will be your best friend with this project because majority of it is blacks and whites, but you will need to put a lot of effort into masking off the areas. So wherever you've got white armor, you're going to be doing zenithal priming from mid grays to pale grays to whites. Whenever you're doing black, you're going to be doing black to dark gray to mid gray.
Yeah.
So to keep it like mostly looking like black, and that should actually be enough by itself. You don't even really need to do anything further on top of that because it is value shading at its core, right? Shading black and shading white, and that'll be done. You just have to focus on making sure the masking is clean, and then the metallics is clean after that.
I'm not sure whether masking is the best bet or not, but I can see why you say that. Like, that's why I don't like this area in here. I do think it breaks up a lot, but what I do think is add this panel as white. Help break up the silhouette of pure black on the back. Because you take a look, and so if this is going to be white, right, and we turn around, you don't have these same sort of chest plates on the back. You're going to have a lot of black and some brass.
I would disagree with that.
Then think about it from behind. It's only going to be this area that's going to be white. It's going to look a lot like a nappy.
Well, wouldn't that abdominal plate being white help with it not looking like a nappy?
Yes, but I'm saying think about looking at it from behind because you're not going to see that abdominal plate.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm saying add white up here, right? So that the focus isn't just on the white butt area.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
Another thing, so I like the way that you've done pure white when it comes to the purity seals. But consider if you have these as white as well, right? It helps break up a lot of it. But I think I'll leave Sunny to comment now. I'm just going to show the other images.
I think you might be good with bringing in some sort of neutrals in here, like maybe grays. It can be close to dark grays to mid grays, so that it still goes with the black and white theme.
So this is sort of his inspirations.
Correct. So the browns are all the copper elements. The copper elements being what connects them to electricity, according to his color scheme theory, psychology theory, which is a good explanation of things.
But I think we've spent all that we can on this one because we have only so much time for each person. But yeah, those are the bits of advice that I would strongly consider. All right, let's move on to
Hashtag Whip Wednesday. Nothing too exciting today, just assembled and primed a couple of Moonstone models and played around with some greens. Very bright green for sure.
Yeah, so would you like to read out the comments while we're here?
Yeah, Evan says, yeah, they are pretty pale. Looking really good. Oh no, that's the previous one. Are you sure I should read this?
No, I think that's fine. I think both of the yeah.
Sausage skin are intestines which are quite pale or translucent without blood around them.
I think that the greens come up quite nicely on this. What do you think?
Yeah. You know, Kit's always an advocate for doing most of his shading with the airbrush. Yeah,
and I think that's the way to do things.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get any smoother than an airbrush, and if you can get it down, pat, you definitely have a great recipe for a smooth painting.
No, don't worry about it, Tim. That was not anything about you. Like, yeah, I just don't watch Eons of Battle. So
yeah, it's not a channel that's part of our repertoire.
Because we just don't watch it. You know,
there are other channels we watch. That's pretty much it. It's like,
but
it's just not one of the channels we watch.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong. But like, if you were talking about Ninjon or
Treverion or Vince Venturella,
we watch a lot of Treverion, I guess. But like, often some of the times we'll get stuff in our feed which is from very small YouTubers. But
we should
move on.
Yes, we have Ryan once again. Hashtag Whip Wetness Day.
Yep.
Picked up some cheap hashtag Volcus terrain from eBay for photo/diorama backdrops. Didn't want to spend too long painting it. Primed black, then zenithal highlight with white, 15 to 20 minutes. Airbrushed with Gravelord Grey. Hashtag Speed Paint 2.0 for a quick tint. Added poppy red to windows/doors and Talos bronze to braces/floors, 30 to 40 minutes. Regretted the shiny bronze, too clean for the hashtag grimdark vibe, so I used at Tabletop Minions Rust recipe. Adapted for verdigrease with a 1:1:1 mix of verdigrease effect, paint, green tone wash, and speed paint medium. Multiple coats and double brushing gave great aged texture, 30 to 40 minutes. Detailed the Mechanicus symbol, pipes, fans, and boiler with various speed paints and metallics. Used rust effects, again on steel and boiler, 1 hour total. Still a hashtag whip, but solid progress in 2 to 3 hours. Next steps, dark wood, speckling heavy, hashtag goons grime, wash, more weathering with sector rust, ichor of the damned, colic green, decay of death, some OSL and pigment powders on the base.
I think that this has come up really well. So as you were speaking, I was showing the appropriate pictures. So I think this is sort of closer to the finish. So this is when he got it. Then he did the wash and so on. You read the post, you know what's going on. But I think here is where you really start to see it sort of evolving a lot.
Yeah, that's really nice, sort of verdigrease.
Yeah, no.
But verdigrease and rust on the same thing?
Yeah, that's what I was confused a bit about. But I think like the verdigrease here looks very nice, but I am a little confused about the orange mixed in with it.
Yeah.
I think that the door came up great. I think that, the way that he did the zenithal here with the light, I think that came up really nicely. It's just, for the amount of time he's spending, it is really, really good, because one of the big things we try to do here is give recommendations based on your goals. His goal's to speed paint, and as far as I can tell, he's smashing it out. And so I think you are 100% hitting your goals.
Yeah.
Would you like to read out Kit's comment?
Yes. I'm pretty sure they recently changed the YouTube algo to recommend
Again.
recommend more smaller channels, which is nice, but also pretty self-serving since they need to chase perpetual growth. Yeah, it's good and bad, because where if you're a small channel, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
If you don't get the push, how will you succeed? And then after you hit a certain stage,
but see, I think this is the issue for us. We got a boost at the very start, and then we were just basically left to rot. And we've been.
Hey Raven, welcome. Yeah.
We've already gone through your one, but I will summarize. Basically, I think it's really, really good, but you just need to get some PVA. You need to scratch around the rim of your bases to remove any excess, and then you need to get some PVA, dot it in those bare areas, re-dip, let it set, and then go another black over the rim.
This is not the same Raven.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's okay. They have the same ish.
Yeah, they've got the same. When you said Raven,
yeah,
I thought you were talking
about Raven Tactica.
Yeah, you didn't say the Tactica part.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Anyway, hashtag Whip Wednesday got in a quick pre-bedtime session on Friar Flavius and started on the skin, and this is by Kit.
Yeah, no, I think the skin's coming up nicely.
Looks great, but I would say the face looks very nice, but the arms and the chest and the belly could be a little bit smoother in terms of...
I mean, it is just a whip, so we'll probably see more done on that. But I'm sure we've seen this model done up by someone else. I think this model was Andy.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Andy also has the Friar Flavius
I think
model.
Andy actually did something up this week.
Yes, he did, but it was a different model.
Okay, yeah.
All right. It's Throwback Thursday. Your post.
Wait, it's my post.
Yeah, your post.
I get to read it.
You reads it.
It's Throwback Thursday. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. He's printed. He's ready for Prime, and there may be an episode of Teikoku coming out. Or it might be out for members right now. So keep your eyes peeled. And yet, that's him.
Oh, is that where Friar Flavius is from? Moonstone. Oh, yes. I love the
posing.
I don't know what he's called. What is he, honey? Is he a wizard? Wizard sergeant? What is he meant?
Oh yeah, he's a sergeant. But I'm gonna have to check the model because it looks like the finger's a little off there. But
yeah, it does seem that way.
I'll have to check because that might be the guard coming out that way, so it looks a little off. Because when I look here, it looks fine. But we'll take a look. Because I printed out multiple of him so that I got him right.
So Karl wants to have lightning coming out of his hands.
I do.
It's gonna be pretty epic, yo. I really like this guy.
Alright, so we've got some more from Larry. So, when I read that, I was like, base coded. Because that's how I was like reading it. But would you like to read?
I love Larry's neat handwriting.
Would you like to read out the comments before you begin on the post?
Hashtag Whip Wednesday for those of us not in the future.
It's all right. I will read out the comments.
Sorry, you said the comment. Yeah, the Moonstone models have a ton of personality. BSMF. Biscuit. Some maiden farter.
What?
because they never expressed what the full abbreviation was. Personality BSMF, crisp details, but without any unnecessary fluff.
Would you like to start reading Larry's post now?
Okay, for those of us not in the future, brushed some decayed metal on the metal plating. I'll highlight and shade later. I had considered making the stone chunks marble, but nah, too much. So it hit me. Blue stone. Airbrushed to base coat with Fenrisian grey, then airbrushed highlights with wolf grey. Covered with Agrex earth shade, and then watered it down heavy to make wiping it off the flat surfaces easier and help even out the lighter and dark spots of grey. Wolf grey on the edges of the blocks and cracks with the side of the brush to catch the light.
That looks really
good. Then airbrushed all the soil with Dubai brown. I'll highlight and shade soil later. A lot of tiny details to pick out.
Dubai brown is like a really nice medium brown. I like it.
It reminds...
I thought you were about to say, of Dubai.
No. Well, I suppose it does remind me of Dubai, but...
Anyway, continue.
I'll highlight and shade the soil later. A lot of tiny details to pick out, pigments to add, and more things to add to it. But it looks like Gazgul is going to look good on it when I'm done with him and the base.
Like, I think that was really good using the blue stone to contrast against all of the brown. I really like how it's contrasting right now. I think that that's a very nice look. And it does kind of look a little marbly. If you wanted to put some veins in there, I think you could probably pull it off.
Yeah, it could be like some Ultramarines home world area. And he's just come rampaging through like that. And then after that, everyone's like,
Gazgul! I'm Gazgul! But yeah, no, I think it came up really nicely. All right.
We've got Larry once again, and I think it's a homage to a certain someone who isn't here. Okay. So the mask wasn't as centered as I had intended. I'll just have to make a fix for this flightless waterfowl of a charger. No, it's not a restart. It's a separate model. So there, winky face. Penguin! Oh, Penguin! Where is Penguin?
I don't know.
He's not here to see his beloved model made after him.
But yes.
It looks great, just needs to clean out the mouth area and the fade of the orange has gotten it.
Would you like to read out the comments before we move on to the next one?
Sure thing, so...
Batman got him. I don't think Penguin's living in Gotham quite yet.
Yes.
Oh, maybe
he's on ice, Raven says.
I should not comment.
Shit, no. Rumble. I think this Fryer is more revealing than RJ's mini.
Oh, y'all.
Oh, speaking of y'all's army, I need to look at the SMS brand to see what color shifts they have. Oh, they have a lot. They've not like a stupendous amount, but a good amount.
Sunset, Eclipse, and there's one other one.
Black Hole that we...
No, I don't really like Black Hole compared to Sunset and Eclipse. There's one other one. No, it might not be Sunset. It's like Eclipse and Galaxy. Eclipse and Galaxy are probably my favorite by them.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because they're enamel paints, right? So
yeah.
They're very chip resistant. These paints are really chip resistant. But I'm not sure if about Turbo Dock. We've got some Turbo Docks that we bought, but we never tried it out. They've got some color shifts too.
Yeah, we have not yet tried those.
Yeah. The Moonstone model have a ton of personality. Yes, we've read that. No idea how the BSMF got into there. Yes.
Okay, alright. We will move on. So next up, speaking of penguins...
Hey, it's a penguin. The latest members of my Stargrave crew, with 3 models left to paint, this project is coming to an end. My goal was to finish all the models by 30th June, but I'll see how the weekend goes. I kind of miss Penguin coming over with his sneaky penguins.
Well, I really like this one here with all of the little bits of weathering and such.
I like how naturalistic the scheme is with his one. We went for a more loud color scheme. But
some of them were loud, some of them were naturalistic. We had all sorts of ones, didn't we?
I suppose. But I think as compared to what Penguin has made here, it is very cohesive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the red sweater he's got on, the red sweater, the black jumper on top. Nice like what is that place in Star Wars? That's the deserty place.
Tatooine.
Tatooine Raiders, I will call these guys.
You know, unfortunately, this looks like a broken golf club more than a hatchet.
Oh my god, it does.
I think it's because of this little bit here.
Well, as Penguin likes to say, life in the periphery, yo. So, if you've got a broken golf club to fight with, I'd say that's gonna make some big impact.
But yeah, no, they're quite the scallywags, this crew.
If you could go back.
Yeah.
Not as super keen of the blades on the back of that fella.
I don't know.
I think it could be improved. Seems like.
Oh, you mean the blade?
Yeah.
You mean like this paint job could be improved? Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
But everything else, it does what it's meant to do. Tabletop minis done. Hey, that kind of looks like Doom, Doctor Doom.
It does a little.
Yeah.
It does, but I want him to step up from tabletop, because essentially the reason I would like that is because he has he said that funds are like beginning to limit out, and what should you do when you don't have funds? You should step up your painting. That's my opinion.
Evan says the Tuscan Raiders ?
Yeah, no, she was asking about a place rather than a people.
Yeah.
Would you like to read Tomas's post?
Tomas. As usual, at the end of a month, I'm overworking. So I don't have much time to advance my projects. Last few days, I managed to wash Armature, apply decals and blend them, and finish its base.
I really like the way that he's doing this. I wish he could get it a little smoother, but I think he's getting it as smooth as he can.
Perhaps if he had his beloved Vallejo plastic putty to put over the top. Smooth.
I don't think that smooths things, because that's what he uses to give it texture.
If you use a brush, because that's supposed to be like the Mr. Hobby dissolving putty. That's what the plastic putty.
But I am not sure what is going on here. Is this meant
I think it's a decal, but I'm not sure if it's gone wrong or not.
Because it's quite pink, isn't it?
Is it pink? It looks quite white to me.
It looks quite
yeah,
pink.
okay, pink in my picture.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened there.
Something's gone a little awry.
Bleeding. I think this is definitely an inspiration to if you've got like sort of heighted bases, like you can sort of smooth out the side of the terrain and paint it black to
I really like the base.
I think it's so beautiful.
It really is. Like, it's got all of the right amount of elements, despite the fact that somebody could look at it and think it's simplistic. It is just right.
It takes a lot of work to make.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And see,
like the thumbnail I made a few.
Yes, we understand that your thumbnail took a lot of work. I didn't give you a hard time for not completing the video that day, did I? What is this side face? The people can't interpret things. They'll be like, You overworked the sick woman. Oh, what kind of monster are you?
I think I was fine that day until things got bad.
Good, so we can move on, and you will give all of the commentary for this one.
They're getting there. They'll be done and varnished this weekend. Hooray! Sexy Warlock is looking good. And I can see Dwarf Boy over there. Very round, very voluptuous. What? What? It's looking good, Joseph. I have no words because it is achieving your goal. Very clean, good contrast. I can see all the elements.
Very sexy, very voluptuous, as she says.
Yes. He's not wearing any pants. Look at him. Well, what do you think, Cal?
No, I'm not answering after that. After you left that big gaping hole of silence. After screaming, he doesn't wear any pants.
Well,
look at him.
That's what he's... Look at him.
Alright, we will move on from this one.
I really
and Sunny's obsession. Because she can't be trusted. Alright, so... I was correct. It was an Andy.
Look at man rockin' bod. Just saying. Look at the lady. Oh.
I was looking at the octopus, and you're like rocking bod, and
because
I'm like,
I see
what?
all of the pictures here.
All right, well, you want to read out?
Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Hello, all. Been quiet for a bit. I managed to get ill, which wiped me out for 2 weeks. And then the tail end of it was shaky hands, which made painting a bit of a non-starter. But I have managed to paint this baby Kraken for a friend. Oh, so cute. They opened a new comic shop called Kraken Comics. So it seems appropriate. It was a little bit of a speed paint because that's what I was capable of, but I'm pleased. And I did some more painting this evening. Made a start on this young witch. A long way to go and lots still to do. But I'm pleased with at least making a start after a month of nothing. Hope everyone is doing as well as they can. You know, that's something that I really like about this hobby. Is that you can make up models to gift as gifts to people.
Well, what do you think of our little octopus friend here?
The octopus friend is looking quite lovely. Very cute, very cartoony. Just not sure if green was the right choice.
I think green's very sort of cartoony.
Yeah, but for a kraken? Like, usually I think krakens are like purple, right? I kind of associate krakens with purple.
Remember, we had Kraken green. That was our made-up paint.
Oh, we did. Young Kraken green.
Yeah, young Kraken green. Yeah, we were talking about, like, when we make our own paint range, we're going to have names as stupid as Games Workshop. Yeah. Like, young Kraken green.
At one point, there was even old people snot or something like that.
Oh, no, there was baby poop brown and old people snot.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. So,
yeah, I think maybe perhaps a little bit more highlighting on the little dots that there are, the lumps. I think you could definitely highlight up the pink of the tentacles a little bit more, as he is the star of the show.
Well, I think we got to remember that it was also a speed paint because he was sick. So,
oh, yeah, fair enough. But I mean, feedback is feedback.
Feedback is feedback, yes, you are correct. But I do think for a speed paint while you're sick...
It's very well done.
Yeah, it's very well done. Now you can be a little more...
Rockin' bod, man.
Now you can be a little more vicious.
What happened to her head?
It's a piece missing so that he can...
sculpt it like...
No, it's obvious she's wearing some sort of hat and he's taken that off so that he can get to her hair.
I understand, but...
But yeah, I think that...
the skin work is coming quite nice.
I would agree.
I think, I don't know, maybe perhaps... I can't say for sure, Andy, because it could be photography or... It looks good, but I am thinking maybe just a little bit of deeper shadows.
I don't know. I thought that the shadows were really good. I thought his shadowing was really good here.
Perhaps a little bit more highlight. Her skin is quite shiny.
Sure, more highlight, yeah, but I think he's just getting started, and I do think
it's a good foundation.
I think it's an amazing foundation. Like, I think a lot of people might just stop there.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think, yeah, sexy witch looking good.
Like, especially like, look at the shadows right there.
Yeah, I love the jean shorts. Like the denim shorts came out perfect. Say those look very realistic.
All right. Well, I think it is time for us to move on.
Okay.
We're getting pretty close to the end here, folks.
We've got Larry once again.
Larry.
Skellington washed the desert sand with Agrex Earthshade and dry brush with sand dry brush paint. Short work. I'll paint the figure before doing more on the base. Orx's more on the base for Gazcool. Washed with Agrex Earthshade, a little watered down, then when dry brush with the base coat color of Dubai Brown, then with Arabic Shadow. Time to do itty bitty details before moving to the figure itself. Little bit bothered by how visible the forward edge of the kit's base is when seen from above, but it looks okay at an angle. There's an orc on it to see how it looks together, but I told him to wear purple, so you might have to look hard. Ancient robot mummies of doom, airbrushed from below and side with brass, then from side with amber alchemy, then from above with moonstone alchemy. Washed with slightly thinned Agrex Earthshade, it's getting a workout tonight. Then when dry, I dry brushed with Canoptech alloy. Yeah.
Looks good.
I love the scaled 75s.
Yes. Sunny's back.
Oh, thank
you. Yeah, well, we'll hit that one with a love. You should definitely hit it with a love.
Okay.
All right, and we've got one more before we finish up. A little bit of an update before the review. Only one weapon left. The hands are mostly done. The bell hand and the dagger hand require a little more work. What do you guys think? And guys, we have been in the stream room this entire time, waiting for people to come in.
People don't care about it.
No, don't say that.
Let me see what has been said. There's been so much said.
Alright.
Color, Batman got him, he's on ice, Tuscan Raiders. Is the paint retardant called WAYPN brush wetter? Somehow that feels like a derogatory term.
I think wetter WAYPN wetter.
WAYPN wetter.
That sounds like a thing, but so the reason I wanted to play this is because it's not color shift, right? But it is highly angled.
Yeah, so you airbrushed green from the top and then purple from the bottom.
Yeah, or the other way around, I can't remember. But the or it might have had times going between the two of them.
I think it gives it a very
Disney-esque feel.
Yeah, Disney-esque cartoony feel. Because like Nurgle is a bit like that, isn't it? Cartoon.
He is a bit cartoony, but yeah, like I was pretty happy with how the verdigris came off.
Yeah. Evan says, I definitely need to get better at skin. Rumble says, I checked 5 minutes before
Hey,
the stream.
we were there before 5 minutes before the stream.
Yeah, we were always early in the streams.
But yeah, I think this is a good lot of it where you can...
Oh, but look at that gold. Oh, it came. I like that little tinge of verdigris right there to give it a little like something different. So we covered the whole thing in the verdigris, you know.
But you wanted me to remove the majority of it.
Yeah, like so that it focused in on where it would pool, and you also did so much work on the gold. It did not feel fair to just cover it up with verdigris.
What's that? Lankier?
Here, the comments.
Yeah.
Cool effect on the sword, almost lenticular in the way it's green and pink.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Is it that dinosaur pictures that move when you shift them? I think that's what it is.
Yeah. But I much prefer the verdigris on this side where it's a bit more heavy.
It's good. It's good.
But yeah.
He's an ancient creature.
But yeah, I think that one's just done perfect. I really like it.
I love the hand.
Then we have the bell hand.
The ding dong bell.
The ding dong. Why do you call it the ding dong bell?
Because that's how we say it. That call himself.
So I've got to do up the shaft, which I'm gonna do either bone or wood. Oh, and then we have the dagger.
Yeah.
And so I tried to bleed some of that purple and green onto the surrounding area on the weapon.
With how hooked that dagger is, I wonder how much damage it even does.
I'm pretty sure you don't want any of his weapons to touch you just because you'd instantly become diseased.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the greens come up really well in some areas, but not as much in others. You know? Yeah. Because I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that's come off decent. But yeah, I think... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that looks very...
Yeah.
Rusted up. Well, very greased up.
Yeah, I think that looks good in there.
Rumbles say, you know what they say about men with big bells.
Oh, yo. Oh, yo.
They're fat. Well, I mean, that's what Nurgle is he not? He's morbidly obese to the point that he's immortal.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Is that it?
Sunny is at her limit because I let her have a sleep. And this is what happens when I let Sunny have a sleep, because she can't control herself. So, you know, there's something that everybody has to remember. You've got to control your Sunny, otherwise she will say the ridiculous things, and then there won't be anything you can do. There'll be penguins.
There'll be penguins.
You'll
penguin mechs.
There'll be gravelgoo.
Gabagool.
There'll be lots of things.
There'll be lightning coming out of fingies.
Yes, lightning coming out of fingies. But of course, there'll be one thing more than any other.
Yeah, and what's that?
That will be the
not yet.
No, not quite.
And that
we always get it off.
Keep those brushes wet.
No. Keep those brushes wet. See, I was on time, not you.
Okay.
Alright,
it sounded like it was
we definitely don't have to argue and then cut it off.
I didn't argue with you. I followed your lead after.
For the song.
Yeah, for the song.
We gotta argue and then...
Oh, we gotta argue.
Yes, that was the point.
Yes.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have an amazing weekend.